I'm in Walt Disney World's Epcot. I'm on my way to Italy, where I'm going to speak Italian and make a few new friends. If you're learning Italian to be able to go to Italy or make new friends regardless of where you are, I'm going to show you how you could do that. Just keep on watching. If you're new to the channel, I'm Maria, and I teach Italian to native English speakers so that they could go to places just like this, or Italy, or anywhere in the world, and be able to really communicate in Italian with others. Before we get into the video, the first step, especially for beginners, is going to be my free Italian lesson. I made it. It's great if you're starting out just from scratch, and we go through pronunciation, grammar, how to converse, the whole 9 yards. So download that. The link is in the description. I learned Italian from scratch so I could really communicate with my family over in Italy, but learning Italian also has some really great benefits. So I could make a ton of friends over here in Epcot Italy. Let's go. In the Italian toolkit, when it comes to introducing yourself, I have a little secret formula. I'm going to share it with you. First, we start with a greeting. Then we get into our name, how are you? And then we're going to ask a question. And this is my secret formula on how to really build connections with others in Italian. So for a simple greeting, we can start with obviously ciao, that's accepted worldwide. Or you could say salve to sound a little bit more formal. You could also say buongiorno, buon pomeriggio, buonasera. Those are all greetings that are totally acceptable that you can use. Then right after you have your greeting, you're going to want to say something like who you are, right? So for me, I would say, ciao, mi chiamo Maria. Hi, my name is Maria. E tu, come ti chiami? And you, what's your name? Once you get the names down, you can always start with something like come stai, or if you want to be more formal, come sta lei. But again, mi chiamo Maria, come stai is perfect every time. So after you say your name and then ask for theirs, you could go into come stai, come sta to be formal. Or you could say something like piacere or piacere di conoscerti, which is what you would see in a textbook. It means pleasure, pleasure to meet you. At this point, the person you're talking to is probably wondering why you started a conversation with them. So there's a few questions that we could ask, and this is that third part of that formula. You could start with sono di, a city, sono di New York. Something you could ask is di dove sei, where are you from? Something else you could ask is vivi qui, do you live here? Another question, da quanto tempo sei qui? How long have you been here? And if you want to ask, maybe if someone's on vacation, again, there's hundreds of questions we could ask here. You could ask, sei in vacanza, o vivi qui? Or do you live here? And a little tip thrown in here to show that you're actively listening to somebody in Italian, you could say che bello, or bravo, or brava, or you could say interessante. To end the conversation, there's a few things we could say. Obviously, a great one is buona giornata, have a good day. È stato un piacere chiacchierare con te. It's been a pleasure chatting with you. Another thing you could say, maybe you'll see them around, is magari ci vediamo in giro. Maybe I'll see you around. I'm going to go introduce myself to somebody and hopefully make a new friend. Not only is speaking Italian really great for going to Italy and enjoying your trip and having an incredible time, but it's also really fantastic and such a skill to have for when you go not only around the world, but also places like Disney World, Epcot. Who would have thought that at Disney World, I'd be speaking Italian and making lifelong friends? Something else that's really important is that you really don't have to speak completely 100% perfect Italian. Nobody does that. It's not reality. And for some reason, when we go through textbooks, we take lessons, we feel this need to be absolutely perfect and like we have to have the most perfect grammar. And that's just not reality, right? Even in English, native English speakers just like me, we screw up sometimes, and then we have to take a second to think and really try to say what we mean to say clearly. How many times do we get confused, right? It's the same thing with Italian. And I'm sure that the person that's talking to you is more than friendly enough to understand that you're learning. If you're new here, this channel is not about being perfect, having perfect grammar, speaking perfect. It's really about the connection that you make with somebody. And that's how learning Italian and becoming conversational changed my life. I wanted to be able to speak with my cousins over in Italy and get to know people who are my family there. And so learning Italian had more than just one benefit for me. It opened up a world of opportunities. I've come to Epcot before. I speak Italian here, and you just see the faces on the workers here just light up that someone else speaks their language or is in the process of learning that language. So I promise you, please don't get caught up in having the most perfect grammar. Yes, it's always something to improve on. Obviously, it is great to have, but it's really about that connection with someone, which is really why I built the Italian Toolkit program and why it's so essential to go from your first words to having conversations and really the strategy behind those conversations in Italian. That all said and done, let's actually go have some fun. Andiamo al negozio per fare lo shopping.